From cartoon characters with gumball eyes to those puzzling cone-shaped cups with wooden spoons, these 12 ice cream truck favorites weren't just treats. They were summer rituals that shaped our childhoods, and some have disappeared forever. Number 1. Strawberry shortcake ice cream. Remember those strawberry shortcake bars that used to get us so excited when we heard the ice cream truck coming? That unmistakable pink and white treat was nothing short of summer perfection. The moment you bit through that crunchy strawberry-coated exterior, you were rewarded with smooth vanilla ice cream inside. The best part? That crumbly coating somehow defied the laws of physics, staying crisp even as the ice cream started melting. What most kids didn't know was that this pink delight wasn't created specifically for ice cream trucks. It actually started as a grocery store item that Good Humor introduced in the 1960s. But once it hit those mobile freezers, there was no turning back. It found its true home on wheels. Number 2. Choco Taco. If strawberry shortcake bars represented refined taste, another frozen treat sparked a cultural revolution that would leave a permanent mark on ice cream truck history. In 1983, COULND'T unveiled the Choco Taco, a brilliant innovation that folded a waffle cone into a taco shell, filled it with vanilla ice cream, and topped it with chocolate and nuts. It wasn't just another dessert. It was an entirely new way to experience ice cream. Most kids developed specific strategies for consuming this Mexican-inspired masterpiece. Some started at one end, methodically working their way around the shell, while others broke it in half. Though sharing was rare, this was a treasure few wanted to divide. The genius was in its structure. The folded cone kept melting ice cream contained while providing the perfect ratio of crunch to creamy in every bite. Number 3. Screwball. While the Choco Taco might have blended culinary traditions, the screwball presented a completely different kind of adventure in the 1980s. Imagine digging through a cone-shaped cup of bright cherry ice, knowing that hidden at the very bottom was a colorful gumball prize waiting to be discovered. This two-in-one treat quickly divided kids into strategic camps. The patient ones who methodically worked their way through the flavored ice, savoring every spoonful before claiming their reward, and the treasure hunters who risked immediate brain freeze by tunneling straight to the bottom. The screwball's unique cone shape created its own challenge. You couldn't set it down mid-enjoyment. Once you started, you were committed to the journey. The classic cherry flavor, though some trucks offered blue raspberry or grape variations, was notorious for transforming tongues and lips into bright red evidence of your ice cream truck visit. Number 4. Chipwich. While the screwball celebrated the journey to a hidden treasure, another frozen innovation was quietly revolutionizing how Americans thought about ice cream sandwiches. Before 1978, we were stuck with those plain chocolate wafers that dominated the sandwich scene. But that all changed when Richard LaMotta, a street vendor with a simple yet brilliant idea, hit the sidewalks of New York City with something extraordinary. LaMotta's creation? The Chipwich, a sandwich that dared to replace those boring wafers with real chocolate chip cookies. It sounds obvious now, but back then, this was nothing short of revolutionary. Each Chipwich featured slightly softer cookies than what you might bake at home, creating the perfect texture that wouldn't crumble or freeze too hard when you bit into it. And the edges, rolled in mini chocolate chips that not only added an extra chocolate punch but also helped manage the inevitable melting that came with summer treats. Kids quickly developed specific techniques for eating these delights. Many would carefully rotate the sandwich while eating, ensuring minimal sticky fingers while maximizing enjoyment. Finding a Chipwich in your ice cream truck's freezer was like hitting the dessert lottery, a premium choice that stood out among the cartoon popsicles and basic cones. Number 5. Flintstone push-ups. While premium ice cream sandwiches were changing the dessert landscape, Nestlé was tackling a completely different frozen treat problem in 1985. Remember those frustrating popsicle moments when sticky syrup dripped down your arm faster than you could lick it? Enter the Flintstones push-up, the prehistoric solution that put control back in our little hands. The genius of push-ups wasn't just in their cardboard tube design with that plastic stick mechanism, it was the way they transformed eating frozen treats into an interactive experience. You controlled exactly how much sherbet emerged from the tube with each push, though mastering this skill wasn't as easy as it looked. I remember the Flintstones push-ups being a favorite because they were so fun to eat, but I often pushed too hard and ended up with my treat flying out onto the sidewalk, one fan recalled. Those vibrant orange, lime, and grape flavors offered a refreshing alternative to traditional ice cream, with their fruity sherbet consistency feeling somehow more sophisticated than regular popsicles. The branding was equally clever. By featuring Fred, Wilma, and the gang, Nestlé connected these summer treats to the Saturday morning cartoon experience kids already loved. Number 6. Looney Tunes Tweety Bar. While push-ups let you control your frozen dessert adventure, Looney Tunes character bars introduced in the 1980s offered a completely different kind of thrill, the joy of absolute unpredictability. The Tweety Bird ice cream bar promised a cheerful, recognizable cartoon face with 2 gumball eyes, but what you actually got was anyone's guess. Those gumballs almost never lined up properly, creating what kids affectionately called Crazy Tweety, a hilariously disfigured version of the beloved yellow canary. These bright yellow fruit-flavored treats turned ice cream time into comedy hour. Kids would eagerly compare whose Tweety looked most possessed before strategically devouring their deranged desserts. Basically, the crackhead SpongeBob or Spider-Man. Eyes misplaced made them look like they were tweaking, one fan remembered fondly. It wasn't just about the frozen treat, it was about the shared experience of showing off your particularly wonky character bar to friends. Number 7. King Cone. After mastering the art of saving cartoon character eyes for last, many kids faced a crucial childhood dilemma. Was it time to upgrade from playful popsicles to the pinnacle of ice cream truck prestige? Introduced in 1987, the King Cone wasn't just named royalty. It actually delivered on its regal promises with a perfect combination of premium ingredients that justified its dollar price tag when most treats cost half that. This wasn't just any ice cream cone, it was an experience wrapped in a ritual. The King Cone's signature sugar cone came filled with velvety vanilla ice cream, draped in a chocolate coating and crowned with a generous sprinkling of peanuts. Each element played a crucial role in what many fans considered the ultimate ice cream truck indulgence. What made the King Cone special wasn't just its ingredients, but the strategic eating methods it inspired. Some kids went straight for the chocolate-covered top, working their way down. Others methodically ate around the edges, saving the chocolate-filled bottom as the grand finale. The most patient among us developed entire systems to ensure maximum enjoyment from every bite. Number 8. Chocolate Eclair Bar. While multi-generational appeal was part of the King Cone's charm, another ice cream truck staple connected parents and children through its surprisingly sophisticated flavor profile. The Chocolate Eclair Bar, introduced by Good Humor in the 1980s, wasn't trying to win you over with cartoon characters or rainbow colors. Instead, it offered something completely unexpected, a grown-up dessert experience on a stick. What made this treat unique wasn't just its vanilla ice cream center, but its distinctive cake crumb coating that transformed the entire eating experience. This wasn't your typical crunchy chocolate shell. Good Humor actually baked cake, crumbled it into fine pieces, and somehow got those crumbs to adhere perfectly to the ice cream. The result? A completely different texture that mimicked the mouthfeel of a genuine French pastry. Number 9. Big Vanilla Sandwich. If the Eclair Bar represented ice cream truck sophistication, its polar opposite was waiting just a few pictures down the menu board. The Big Vanilla Sandwich discarded all pretense of elegance with a straightforward proposition. What if your favorite ice cream sandwich was significantly larger? This supersized version measured an impressive 4 by 5 inches, considerably bigger than the standard sandwich, creating not just a treat but a challenge. The moment you unwrapped that Big Vanilla Sandwich, the clock started ticking. Each bite into those perfectly soft chocolate wafers and generous vanilla center was part of a strategic race against summer heat. The Big Vanilla Sandwich was always a race against time. If you didn't finish it fast enough, it would melt all over your hands and clothes. One fan remembered, this wasn't just eating dessert, it was dessert athletics. Number 10. Snow Cone. From sharing ice cream sandwiches with siblings to the structured sophistication of Eclair bars, the ice cream truck offered endless variety. But when the mercury really climbed, many kids opted for something completely different, the humble snow cone, nature's heat beater in a paper wrapper. The beauty of a snow cone was its beautiful simplicity, just finely shaved ice soaked in vibrant syrups. Yet this straightforward treat presented its own strategic challenge. As anyone who's tackled one knows, the bottom half inevitably turned into plain, flavorless ice as the syrup migrated upward. This phenomenon created an unspoken skill test among kids. Could you manage your snow cone consumption rate to maintain the perfect syrup-to-ice ratio? Number 11. Snoopy Popsicle. Remember when your ice cream wasn't just a treat but a beloved cartoon character staring back at you? The Snoopy Popsicle emerged in the 1980s as the perfect marriage of pop culture and summer indulgence, sending kids racing to ice cream trucks with quarters clutched in their hands. This vanilla creation with chocolate ears and those infamous gumball eyes posed an unexpected ethical dilemma for children everywhere. Do you eat your favorite beagle head first or feet first? The real entertainment began as summer heat waged war against poor Snoopy's face. I remember my Snoopy Popsicle melting so fast that it looked like he was frowning at me, one nostalgic fan recalled. These unintentionally hilarious melting moments created expressions that Charles Schulz never drew in his comics, becoming part of the shared experience. Number 12. Jolly Rancher Watermelon Cup. After the wholesome appeal of character popsicles came the rebels of the ice cream truck world. The Jolly Rancher Watermelon Cup didn't just offer a frozen treat, it delivered a sensory explosion that seemed scientifically engineered to be as far from natural watermelon as possible. These bright pink sorbet-like cups emerged during the candy crossover trend of the 80s and 90s when brands like Jolly Rancher decided ice cream trucks needed a flavor upgrade. Remember those summer playground debates? Kids would passionately defend their Jolly Rancher loyalty while others found the intense sweet-sour punch overwhelming. Like a burst of summer in every bite, fans would argue, while detractors complained it was basically frozen candy syrup. The division was real, and your stance could determine your playground alliances faster than choosing kickball teams.